be ours forever. Jamaica land you love. Jamaica land, teach us how to love. Amen. Of the national anthem, the words of the national anthem, which is in fact a prayer, does not prevent Flo Darby and Esther Tyson from putting the words to harmony if they so desire. First, giving honor to God, Deo Duce Quadra Optima. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall not only rejoice, but we shall celebrate the launch of the Legacy Project, the Ardenne Alumni Association. Let me extend greetings to the few who are gathered here in the Ardenne High School Conference Center. And I am saying that with some deliberateness so that when we brag about our high schools and so forth, we will know that Ardenne is indeed a trendsetter. We're gathered here in the conference center, and I would just like to mention a few persons who are actually here physically present this morning. The Reverend George Lewis, who is Vice Chairman of the school board. You will be hearing from him momentarily. And he is representing, of course, the Reverend Dr. Dave Goff, who is the current chairman. We also have two principals, one past, one present, who are present. We have Mrs. Esther Tyson, who is too young to have been one of the principals who had to exercise corporal punishment to keep me in line. But those of you who are present, would you give her a hand clap? And of course, we have Ms. Nadine Malloy, who is the present principal. And were Esther not here this morning, I would probably be saying she is the best. That might be sacrilegious when we remember Roy Banks and all the others who have gone before. But would you give her a hand clap too? She did an outstanding job for Ardenne and for Jamaica. Were it not for the unwelcome guests among us, COVID-19, an event of this importance might very well be held at the Indoor Sports Center, the National Arena. Is that not so? But what the devil means for bad, God turns it to good. And so with social media, we are able to extend our arms and extend our greetings to all of those who are joining us by social media. The program is planned to be quite brief and to run without many interruptions. So at this time, I will just mention the next two speakers, the next two persons who will bring greetings in order. We will hear from Reverend George Lewis, who is chairman of the school board. And as I said previously, he is here representing the Reverend Dr. Dave Goff, who is chairman. Would you welcome him, please? is finished, then we will also hear from Mr. Paul Barnett, who is a director of the Legacy Project, and I should also say he is an Ardenne Hall of Famer. All right, give Paul a hand clap. And a lot of this journey started with Paul, one of my best friends. I'm so privileged to call you a friend and a mentor, Paul. Paul will be presenting virtually, and following Paul, then we will have greetings from Miss Nadine Malloy, principal, and then I will return to introduce the next three speakers.
Peace be with you. Mine is the pleasure to represent Reverend Dr. Dave Goss on this occasion of the launch of this very special legacy project. I acknowledge our moderator, Reverend Dr. Morgan, present, Principal Nadine Malloy, and past President Mrs. Esther Tyson, other members of the alumni and the present school administration. I greet you all in the name of Christ, our precious Savior. We are still a Christian institution, and we want the world to know. Legacy projects are of vital importance to the preservation of our families, our culture, and indeed the message that we have for this institution. On behalf of the management of Ardenne High School, I congratulate the Ardenne Alumni Foundation on the launch of the Legacy Project. And I say to you, surely the God who led the Olsons in the creation of Ardenne High School many, many years ago is faithful and will see you through this project for even greater actions. His peace be with you. Amen.
Paul Bennett, an Ardenne alumni. Many of you have been successful in your career and business. Many of you have made provisions for your immediate family. What a legacy. You can also make a difference to your extended family. The Ardenne students now and in the future who needs your support. You can leave a legacy that will help many others that are not as fortunate as you who have been through the years. I am one of those students that received free education in the 50s and 60s in Jamaica. I am one of those students who benefited from the solid foundation of Ardenne High School. I am one of those students who had the privilege of going abroad for further studies, building on the principles that Ardenne instilled in me. I am one of those students who've been giving back to Ardenne High School students and alumni over the past 40 years. I'm reminded of the Bible verse which says, "To whom much is given, much will be required." Luke 12:48. The legacy of Ardenne High School school bus lives on. Many past students remember in 1986 when the first school bus arrived at Ardenne High from Toronto, Canada. It has been 35 years since that was done, but the legacy still lives on. Can you be part of this legacy given today by stepping forward and say, "Count me in now"? I'm leaving my legacy now to get this plan started and counting on you to follow. Here's where your legacy will make a difference. Building the Ardenne Alumni Wellness Center. Let me say it again. Building the Ardenne Alumni Wellness Center. Since the Ardenne Alumni Foundation was established in 2014, one of the objectives is to build a wellness center to serve the school as a whole. Your legacy giving will go a long way to make this happen. The sick bay, as you knew it when you attended Ardenne High, is not the same as it is today. There is a great need for a complete health center to meet the students and staff current needs. Let me help you now on how you can leave a real legacy that will last a long, long time. Your legacy given could go towards building that wellness center. Here's how you can pass on your legacy. Number one, you can make a one-time legacy giving. Number two, you can make a yearly legacy giving. Number three, you can make a monthly legacy giving. And number four, you could leave a percentage of your estate in your will to the Ardenne Alumni Foundation for the Wellness Center. Remember, if there's no will, there's no way. You may say, "Paul, I'm not in a position to give now." Okay, here's what you can do. Find your alumni association and encourage them to work on a 2 or 3 year plan in building the Wellness Center. Commit to raise funds for the sick room, for the nursing station, for the sick bay. Name the room after your association. For example, the Atlanta chapter or the Atlanta Alumni Room, the Florida Alumni Room, the New York Alumni Room, the Toronto Alumni Room, or the Jamaica Alumni Room. Let us go to work and make this count. You can make a difference now and in the future. Now is the time to make that call and say, I am ready. I'm ready to make my legacy giving. I made my contribution to launch this project. With your help and with your alumni group, we can make this happen. We can build the Ardenne Alumni Wellness Center. Together, we can do this. That will be a part of your legacy passing through the great walls of Ardenne High School. Remember our motto, which says, with God as guide, seek the best.
He's giving us a check.
Okay, so Madam President. Are you waiting for the legacy?
Yes, we are.
Madam Principal, I'm going to present to you my legacy to begin this project. And so I'm presenting this morning a check to you for 100,000 Canadian dollars to start the legacy plan.
That's it.
This is the project.
Thank you for Distinguished past student, Hall of Famer for the Ardenne High School, aka Starden. I hope you don't mind me saying that at this point. Our moderator for this morning's launch, Reverend George Lewis, the Vice Chairman of the School Board and our chaplain here at Ardenne. Thank you again for being with us almost every day. Mrs. Flo Darby, another distinguished Ardenneite past student, who is also a member of the Ardenne Board and the President of the Alumni Foundation. Dr. Jacqueline Pinto, our Senior Vice Principal, Ms. Hyacinth Miller, our Middle Vice Principal, Mr. Christopher Tomlinson, our Acting Vice Principal, our Head Boy, Mr. John Mark Burgess, and our Head Girl, Miss Akelia Plummer. First Vice President of the Ardenne Parent Teachers Association, Dr. Winston Delahaye, and a distinguished past student as well. We also have with us this morning, Mrs. Hester Tyson. I succeeded her as principal. Good morning, Mrs. Tyson. Good to see you in the house again. We also have Mr. Kitson, past student, artist, who has graced us with his presence so many times. He has done workshops with us. He's even given us some of his works to do, to have our own art show here in the library. Mr. Jermaine Hessler, President of the Jamaica chapter of the alumni, Mr. Paul Barnett, who is with us online, and the other presidents who are online, distinguished Ardenites who are online, everybody who's within earshot this morning, I greet you well. I welcome you to our mini conference center, and I am sure in times to come, we will welcome you to even bigger spaces. This morning, we are talking about legacy, and we are talking about a legacy in a context of education. And if we are talking about building a legacy in the context of education, and in particular, the brand of education that we offer here at Ardenne, then we are at a good place, despite all of what is taking place around us. We are known at Ardenne for delivering perhaps the most rounded education opportunity in the Caribbean. We do not apologize for that, and we are humble in the face of our successes, in the face of what our parents, our teachers, our students, and support staff members can do. And this morning, it is certainly with a sense of gratitude and with a kind of joy in my heart that I welcome you to Ardenne as past students who are giving back and giving back in very meaningful ways. A wellness center, the idea has been around for quite a while. And I'm really very happy to see that we have taken some concrete steps to make it happen. It could not have been at a more opportune time. Technology has launched us into what is called the fifth industrial revolution. We are almost out of the fourth one, where it was very important for us to use technology in just about everything we do. And at Ardenne, we have been known to use technology in all its ways. And we are on par with the best in the world, given our circumstances. However, one of the things that we have noticed, especially since the pandemic, and we have had to become physically and socially, in some instances, distanced, is the importance of work-life balance, the importance of our social and emotional wellness. And so it is very timely this morning that we are launching a project that will speak to who we are as individuals, how we treat each other, how we prepare our minds, how we nurture our minds, how we take care of each other. Simply put, how kind we are to each other, how much we make each other be important. One of our orientation exercise guest speakers said to our students, I think it was the very first one, grade 13th, a colleague principal of mine, he said to our students, yes, take care of yourselves, look out for yourselves, but very importantly, don't do it in such a way that you don't remember the next person, that the next person is not taken care of. And so in that context, I want to say thank you very much. We have a lot of projects going on here at Ardenne. We have a lot of ideas, a lot of big ideas and big dreams. We are going to parlay everything that we have into being an awesome STEAM school. We are looking at a music room, Esther, that is now supposed to be a mini recording studio. We want our drama room to become a mini theater. We want the general science lab, as some of you know it, to become a makerspace, a STEAM lab. A fancy name for it. We want to transform the art room, those block of rooms. We want to transform them into spaces where graphic artists can thrive. There are so many ideas. We want to make sure that all of our classrooms carry. We don't want smart boards anymore. We want smart panels now. Those are the in thing. We want to have resources in our schools, in such a way that our students won't have to worry if they can't afford to purchase something in the short or long term. We want to make sure that we can feed our children who can't eat. There are lots of stuff that we have that we want to do here at Ardenne. And we invite you to partner with us on those as well. We invite our Parent Teachers Association to be a part of that as well. But this morning, I am really grateful that we are thinking about how we care for those of us who traverse this land. And so I thank you once more. I welcome you to Ardenne, aka Starden, the home of stars. We make them here every day. I thank you very much. Dear Duke Equare Optima, with God as guide, seek the best.
I was remiss in not introducing myself at the beginning. My name is Dr. Henley Morgan, and I'm very proud to say I'm a graduate of the class of 1967, fifth form. Clap your hands for God. Here I am in 2021. I can't but love Ardenne. I can't but love Ardenne. In another month, my book will be out, my Trenchtown Journey. And I do spend some time talking about Ardenne and how it molded me and prepared me for my life's work. I get almost emotional when I reflect on my days, this little spot of ground. Let me also add my own, words of welcome and greeting to Dr. Winston Delahaye. Would you applaud him, please? Good, very good to have you. Now, we have several chapters. This is an international organization, the Alumni Association is, starting with Paul. By the way, clap Paul Barnett again. I mean, $100,000. Well, go on and clap big, man. What a way to put the ball in play. But we are at this time, we are going to have greetings from our chapter presidents in this order: Newton Henry, Ricardo Blackwood, and Dennis Livingston. And they will each, in their own self-introduction, say what chapter they represent. So, Newton Henry.
Greetings from the Atlanta chapter. My name is Uton Henry, president of the Atlanta chapter. I'm very thrilled to be part of this historic event, the launching of the Foundation Legacy Program, that will allow fellow Ardenites, well-wishers, families, and friends of the school to set aside financial resources to help shape the hearts and minds of the future generation. The Legacy Program will afford us the opportunity to give, not just a one-time cause, but to give in order to create a place where excellent educational opportunities are provided to the future generation of students as they pass through the doors of this great institution we call Ardenne. I commend the Foundation for launching this historic program and once again encourage alumni, friends, and well-wishers to use this opportunity to contribute now or in the future to this important program. I close with the alumni motto, past students working together to build Ardenne. Thank you very much and all the best.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. And what a wonderful morning it is. My name is Ricardo Blackwood. I am the president of the Ardenne High School Alumni Association, Toronto chapter, and I bring greetings from up north. This legacy program is an awesome way for us to give back to the school that we love so much. I must say that I have to commend the foundation for their efforts in this regard, and in specific, Mr. Barnett, Mr. Paul Barnett, who is a member of this chapter, an illustrious member, I may add, of this chapter for his generous offering to the school. I encourage all of us as alumni to follow in his footsteps and try to give whatever we can. This is a great initiative that I believe will have long-lasting impact on the students of the school. And I wish that everyone takes this into their own hands to include the alumni associations and members and make this a great initiative for our future. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dennis Livingston, president of the Florida chapter. On behalf of all our members, I'd like to say congratulations to the foundation on this launch of this legacy program. I know this has been discussed for a few years now, and it is great to see it come to fruition. As we're all aware by now, that the building of this wellness center is well needed, and it is a very worthwhile project, one which the Florida Association will most definitely be working to support
to spread knowledge and garner support to this project. The ability to give not just a one-time payment, but monthly or year or annually is excellent. Paul alluded to individuals. It doesn't mean that you need to have a lump sum, but you can partner with your local chapters to raise funds, to put funds together to make this donation. Is something that everyone can contribute to. Paul has graciously gotten the ball rolling with his contribution. Kudos to Paul Barnett. Thank you very much for that, sir. And we will all be working to make contributions as well. Congratulations again to the foundation. God bless you all. Thank you.
Let's give all three a round of applause. The Ardenne Alumni Association is indeed an innovator. We innovated with homecoming. We innovated with a Hall of Fame. And how many of you know that Paul Barnett even started, I'm sure did, a group of an umbrella group for past students associations internationally. Not sure what has happened over the years, but no, that is legacy. We have to find creative ways to finance education in Jamaica. While we honor the church and going back to the post-emancipation period and free villages, the schools that were started by churches, give God a hand clap for the Christian community and for schools like Ardenne. But even as I arrived this morning and sat outside the principal's office, it just struck me that this is probably bigger than what the founders even envisioned. Just this plant alone, I had to be directed to the conference center this morning. I was waiting outside the principal's office thinking we were going into the principal's boardroom. The last time I visited you, Kapir, you were over there looking at, we have to find creative ways to finance education outside of what tuition can provide for, outside of government subvention. Do you agree? We do have to, and I hope this is an innovation that other past students associations might be able to benchmark. If you can feel history in the making, put your hands together. And those of you who know how to shout hallelujah, you are allowed to do so. This is Ardenne. Now we're going to hear from the current president of the Ardenne Alumni Association, who is here with us, very busy this morning, Jermaine Hislop. And Jermaine will be, Jermaine, wait man, you got to make an entrance, man. Come on, man. We're ready for you yet. Hold your place, brethren. I've been in a position, man. I know uneasy is the head that wears the crown. Okay. So we got to give some psychic pay. Once Jermaine has completed his greetings, then the next voice you will hear is another Hall of Famer, along with Paul and myself, and that is Mrs. Flo Darby, who also happens to be chair of the Ardenne Alumni Foundation. Now, give the brother the kind of welcome he's deserving of. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Morgan. Yes. So, good morning, everyone. To Principal Miss Nadine Malloy, School Chaplain, and acting in the position of Chair of the Board this morning, Reverend George Lewis, Chairperson of the Ardenne Alumni Foundation, Mrs. Flo Darby, and other members of the Board of the Foundation, to past Principal, Mrs. Esther Tyson, who happened to be my principal when I was in sixth form. Then to all members of the Ardenne Alumni Association, both in person and on Zoom, all chapter presidents, members from the school community, from the school's administration, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A special, in the words of Miss Malloy, star the night, welcome and good morning. And to Dr. Della, illustrious past student, good morning to you as well. I'm indeed delighted to be a part of this historic occasion, the launch of the Legacy Program. And as was said by previous presidents, this has been something that has been in the making for quite a while. And so I'm really happy that we are doing this launch this morning. It is my opinion that this represents the start of something great in the life of Ardenne High School and the Foundation and Alumni Association. Let me congratulate the Ardenne Alumni Foundation for conceptualizing the idea of a legacy program. This is another avenue for past students to give back to an institution that has helped us and that has helped to shape our lives. It is the students of Ardenne High School that will benefit from this program. Ardenne High School is known for providing students with a quality, well-rounded high school experience. However, as we all know, it takes resources for this to be sustainable. And this legacy program, through the support it will give to the school, will ensure the continuity of that quality, well-rounded experience, as it takes resources to maintain quality. So, and as I have always been, I'm always proud to be a part of any program that invests in the next generation. So let me encourage everyone here, whether you be online, and by the way, we're also on social media. So if you're on social media listening, I want to encourage everyone listening today to make that bold step and be a part, taking a line from the pledge, advancing the welfare of Ardenne students. Make that bold step and invest in your school. Make that bold step and sign on to the Ardenne Alumni Foundation's Legacy Program. You have heard a lot about it from the start of this launch, and so I hope that this will stimulate you to want to give back. Your students, your alma mater, your school need it. And so I'm looking forward to hearing the great contribution that will be given to this program. So God bless you all, and I'm looking forward to seeing our past students leaving a legacy at Ardenne. Thank you very much.
Reverend Dr. Henley Morgan, our extraordinary Master of Ceremonies. Reverend George Lewis, Vice Chairman of the School Board. Ms. Nadine Malloy, our Principal. Vice Principals, Dr. Pinto, Ms. Miller, and Mr. Tomlinson. Our head boy, John Mark Burgess. Our head girl, Akelia Plummer. President of the Ardenne Alumni Association, from whom you heard, Mr. Jermaine Heslop. Directors present here, that would be Mrs. Tyson, who is Esther Tyson, former principal, and other directors who are online and are not here because of numbers. Members of the press, good morning. What a morning it is. The Ardenne Alumni Foundation was launched on October 4th, 2014. The foundation, for your information, because I'm sure some persons are not aware, is an approved charitable organization. It is empowered under sections 2 and 17 of the Charities Act 2013 to request and to receive donations to be used exclusively for the advancement of the welfare of present and future generations of students or teaching faculty and administrators at Ardenne High School. The foundation was formed because a small group of alumni wanted to give back to the institution. It really doesn't take a lot of persons to get something going. It takes only a spark. We want to ensure that the tradition of excellence at Ardenne is maintained. And we were aware that you needed money to do so, correct? The foundation's first project was to solarize the school, as Ardenne had an exorbitant monthly energy bill. Jennings Gordon, alumnus and CEO of the Gorman Corporation, guided the foundation in our plans to provide the energy solutions for that project. He's also a director of the foundation. That project was completed, and this year we continued when the principal made a request that we should solarize the, what's the building again? The technical building? Yes, all those new names you have to get acquainted with. The emerging engineering lab. And so we use funds from a gift left in her will by Mrs. Ruth Hankins, and we use that to complete that solarization project. That project we hope is finished. The foundation has not only funded scholarships, but we have made a pledge. We have pledged that no child at Ardenne should go hungry. And with the help of our local and overseas chapters, we have a robust lunch program, which is on break now, regrettably, as our students are not at school. Recently, with the onslaught of the pandemic, the need arose for giving assistance to the school's technological needs. In order to do so, we had to send out a request again to our local and overseas chapters. Today, the legacy program which we launch will make our foundation cash ready to meet our goals and to respond in a very quick way to needs that may come up at our school. It will ensure that we have enough funds to make an impact on Ardenne because we have been truly blessed to have attended this school. As you may imagine, the needs are many, as our principal told us earlier. We long to adequately respond to the needs of our students, and we long to assist with key infrastructural projects, such as constructing and improving classrooms, laboratories, provision for sports programs, and helping our students. Our principal and staff have been able to achieve so much with limited resources. We want to help. Paul has already told you the ways in which you can give. We welcome your gifts, as together we can really make a big difference, not only in our country, but in Ardenne in particular. I want to assure you that our directors are reputable past students. They include Mrs. Paul Barnett, Jermaine Heslop, Houghton Henry, Dennis Livingston, Jennings Gordon, Dwayne Thomas, Vilma McDonald, I'm on to the ladies now, Audrey Chin, Esther Tyson, Rosemary Gordon, and myself. We are audited by the government, and so the funds have to be used solely for the purpose our foundation was set up to do. So many times we get requests and we have to deny them because we have to stick to what we plan to do and what we told the authorities that we would do. As you heard, our flagship project is the Wellness Center. This is an holistic center which will see to the mental wellness and all kinds of good things for our staff and students. In discussing this concept of the Wellness Center with our principal, I was encouraged by her vision of what this will look like. I'm already seeing the 2 to 3 floor building, which will house the guidance department, the sick bay and nurses station, the counseling rooms with the psychologist's office, and the lounge for wellness for staff and students. I think Ms. Malloy has already planted the gardens in our minds. Today, I wish to say thanks to all of you for supporting us today. We are grateful. Thanks to Paul Barnett for his amazing gift of 100,000 Canadian dollars. Thanks to Vilma MacDonald, who has very quietly made her contribution and shortly before the launch. Of course, I am saying thanks in advance for the gifts we shall receive from individuals, from Ardenne chapters, and corporate entities. Special thanks today to Trudy Williams, who has been so supportive in getting this launch organized. Thanks to Mr. Sean of Ardenne for technical support. Thanks to our MC for making this so exciting and thrilling. As usual, you have to bring a little of everything into it, you know. Thanks to members of the press. I see the Gleaner here, and for those who are listening. For our alumni who are present with us, and those of you viewing virtually. We want to say to God be the glory, because of his kindness and his many blessings on this school, we are where we are today. I am extremely grateful, having been trained, helped, loved by Ardenne High School. And sometimes I say, I've never really left Ardenne, I'm still here. I won't tell them when I started. I have to remind us today of our charge. Deo duce quare optima. With God as guide, seek the best. Let's say it together. Deo duce quare optima. Thank you so much, and may God bless you richly.
And thank you, Flo Darby. That sounded like the vote of thanks.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, did I hear that the who are the students, the current students here this morning? Okay, head boy, head girl, come on up here and join me. So you'll have at least one photograph with the most handsome man in Jamaica. Why are you guys laughing? They don't teach you respect for your elders at Ardenne. Leave well enough alone. Would you stand, please? With all of that said and done, it is my esteemed privilege to now declare the legacy project of the Ardenne Alumni Foundation launched. A standing ovation to the Lord God Almighty, with whom all things are possible. And may you be the transition points to the succeeding generation of past students. Would you give them of students? Would you give them a hand clap, please? Thank you all very much for coming, and for all of those who participated in this morning's program. Thank you so much, Flo, for mentioning the solar energy project. And even though he's not here this morning, Max Gordon of Gorman Inc. Thank you also for mentioning Alumna Hansen and reminding us, especially those of us who are getting a little bit on and who may have accumulated something in this lifetime, that we can also write the foundation into our wills. Thank you. I think that is an idea worth promoting. God bless you all. Refreshment has been provided.
Shining